Hey guys, Jason here, 410 Real Estate. It is a crazy market out there, as you're mostly aware of, I'm sure. So I wanted to kind of address what to do with the market booming today. This is a real estate market like we've never seen, and it is definitely imperative that you know what you're doing in this market, or that you get an agent that does. So where do you start, right? So just as we've talked about in previous market updates, what we're seeing for sellers right now is multiple offers, higher prices than ever, higher interest than ever, and such a low supply that we don't see that changing anytime soon. So if you're a seller and you're trying to start in this market, the best thing to do is get a very accurate, up-to-date, time-sensitive idea of what your home is worth through the comps process. So get an agent, hopefully us, on your side that can run those comps for you and get you a really up-to-the-minute idea of how things are going. We're actually even calling other agents that have pending listings and seeing how much information we can get on those, so we get an idea of where the market's headed, not only where it's been, which is traditionally how we've done our comparables in the past. So that's a big deal when you're a seller. If you're a buyer, again, you want to start with a conversation with your mortgage lender. If you don't have a mortgage lender, then call your agent, and we all have several different preferred lenders that we could hook you up with. But that's the best place to start, because if we start shopping with you and you find a house you absolutely love and you don't have a pre-qual to move forward on it, you're going to be real disappointed when we can't get out there and get the home before it's gone. So getting pre-qualified is always the best step. On that note, if you're a buyer or you're not even thinking about buying for maybe a year, it's a good idea to meet with them now so that you can get an understanding of where you're at, what needs to happen, any changes to your credit, any kind of things like that that could help you get ready. It's always good to start early and put a plan together with a lender so that you're ready to buy a home when the opportunity arises for you. So again, buyers and sellers, early preparation and accurate information is number one. Sellers, how do I know the right time to sell? So this is, I relate this kind of to the stock market, right? So there's really no way to time the top of the market if you're a seller, or time the bottom of the market when you're a buyer. You have to determine when it's time to sell based on your personal goals and what those goals are. So if your goal is to get into a bigger home, or to downsize, or to relocate, you don't need to sit around waiting for when that exact moment of the timing of the market is highest to get that taken care of. If you're looking for the most cash possible, again, you're not going to be able to time it perfectly, so you start to look, talk to experts, talk to agents that are plugged in like we are with regard to what the prognosticators are saying, what the forecasting looks like, to see kind of where the market trends are. But again, even the professionals that do this day in and day out are never going to know 100% of the time when the market changes. So the ultimate answer to how do I know when the right time to sell is what's right for you. What is your goal, and when's it time to sell to get that goal in place? One thing you might consider doing, if you have a lot of equity in the home, or you have maybe a unique situation, is talk to us about some of the cash-backed offers that we have, because a lot of the concerns that sellers have is, when do I know when to sell? Because if I want to buy, I don't want to be homeless in between, and I also am going to have a hard time getting a home under contract to purchase if I'm contingent on the sale of my primary residence. So talk to us about some of the cash-backed offers that they have out there, where you can get a cash offer for your home, and you have a document that basically guarantees your performance on that, so that just in case anything were to fall through, it appears to the sellers of your new property as though you have a cash offer. It's a new thing that's happening now, but we would love to talk with you more about that. Lastly, but what about the bubble? That's a question I have. And I could go into this forever, but I won't. But I will just let you know that if you look at the charts from back in 2006 and 2007, you will literally see a bubble on the graph of growth, and how you could just see that it was primed and ready to burst. What we're seeing now is not a bubble. It is an organic incline of both sales and rent values. So what does that mean? That means it doesn't look like a bubble that's set to burst. Does that mean the housing market will never change? Absolutely not. The housing market always corrects. Usually between 14 and 17 years, you'll see a correction of some sort. So I'm not necessarily saying, hey, the market's not going to move in the next few years. But what I am saying is, it doesn't look like a bubble that's primed to burst like we saw back in 2008 and 2009. So what does that mean? That means that, again, you are going to have a hard time timing your top if you're a seller, or the bottom if you're a buyer. And the buyers that are out there saying, let's wait and see when the bubble bursts, you might be sadly disappointed when it comes time to have the market correct, because we may go up for the next 6 to 8 quarters and then correct back and still be higher than today's price. I talked about that in previous videos. but I just want to stress that to you. Nothing that we're seeing on paper, nothing that the housing market researchers are saying indicates that we're looking at a bubble. We're looking at organic growth on both the sales and rent values. So again, don't hurry into a decision, but at the same time, don't wait too long if your goals are to make a move. You have to look at what's right for you and your family and make the best decision possible with professional advice that you can to accomplish your goals, and stop listening to what the media is telling you, what the so-called experts that you see on YouTube are telling you, and just really look at what are my goals and what's the time to accomplish that with my professionals by my side. I hope that's helpful. It is a booming market, it's a crazy market, and it's just something that you really have to know how to navigate, because we've never seen anything like it. If this video was helpful, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the like button on this video. If you tap that notification bell, you'll also be notified when we post videos like this. We try to post helpful real estate videos as well as highlights of local businesses around the community. And do me a favor, share this post with a friend and let them know about the